AITA for not sharing my only plate with a pregnant woman? I recently found out I have a gluten allergy, which explains all of the stomach pains and aches I've had when trying to eat anything my whole life. Since finding out about the allergy, I've been making sure to avoid foods that contain even trace amounts of gluten, because even a small amount causes indigestion and in some cases vomiting. I was invited out to breakfast with some of my friends, and I let them know of the allergy so we could pick somewhere that actually had food I could eat. The place we settled on is a really high-end breakfast restaurant that has a whole separate kitchen, or at least section of the kitchen, for preparing their food without gluten, which was a lifesaver since had that not been the case, I would have needed to skip the restaurant entirely. Included in my friends was a couple who recently got pregnant. We can call them Emma and Vaya. Vaya is the one who is pregnant and said she wouldn't be having much since she wasn't feeling very well due to the morning sickness. Everyone understood and offered to let her just have a few bites off their plates so she could still have something nice even if it was just a little. I didn't agree to this though, since if they were going to be sharing with each other, I couldn't take part. I explained me not feeling okay sharing since I'd just be giving food without getting any, and all my friends seemed to completely understand, as well as agree that was very fair. When the food came out, everyone was sharing and having a good time. Vaya asked if she could have a bite of my food, and I politely declined sharing since I couldn't grab a different bite from anyone else. Vaya told me her pregnancy cravings were kicking in, and all she was asking for was a couple bites, so I should have just given that to her. I told her again. I'd already explained I didn't want to share since my food was all I had. Emma told me I could just give her half and order more food if I wasn't satisfied with the amount left, and I again told them no. The gluten-free options were quite a bit more expensive than what they were eating, and paying for 2 plates just so Vaya could have half my food didn't seem fair. Vaya then told me just because I was on a diet didn't mean I could be selfish, and everyone else had no issue sharing. Thankfully, the rest of the people sitting there did help me stand up for myself, and told Vaya I'd already explained I wouldn't be sharing since no one could share back. While I'd ordered an egg scramble and some gluten-free pancakes, everyone else had normal pancakes, French toast, avocado toast, and other things I just couldn't eat. Vaya wasn't satisfied with there and my justification to why she couldn't have any of my food. She went on and on about how I'd turned the whole table against her and shamed her for being pregnant and hungry. I told her if she'd gotten her appetite back, she could always order herself a plate so she didn't need to rely on anyone sharing their food. Vaya went off at this and told me about all the things she's needed to pay for in preparation of her and Emma's baby. She told me I was being selfish and heartless because I didn't want to give her half my plate when I can afford to do so. This is where I may be the a-hole because I told Vaya she chose to get pregnant and she chose to go through all of the issues that come with it. I didn't choose to have a glucose allergy, and I didn't want to go hungry because she wanted to eat off everyone else for free. Vaya started ugly crying, and everyone tried to calm her down, but she and Emma ended up just leaving without paying their portion of the bill. No one blamed me since I was right, but Emma sent me a message telling me I could have just said no and left it at that, instead of embarrassing Vaya in front of all her friends. I'm starting to feel very guilty. I didn't want either of them to leave. I just wanted her to stop trying to leverage her pregnancy against me as a way to get the only food I could eat.
AITA.
Yes, Emma did get a plate. She claimed it was too sweet for Vaya and she should grab a less sweet bite of everyone else's plate. The reason it went from 1 bite to half my food, which was 1 pancake of my 2, was because she assumed my food was less sweet due to being gluten-free. I don't think that's the case, but that was just her logic. The group agreed we wouldn't be spending as much time with either Emma or Vaya. Ever since getting married, the two of their bitchiness aspects have combined and multiplied. We also did send them a Venmo request for their part of the bill. They've been told they can either pay the bill, or they can never come out to eat with us again.